Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God chapter 462 or season 3 episode 45. This is one of the ones that I missed, so I don't know, just one of the chapters that I hadn't reviewed yet, even though I reacted to it. So this week I was originally planning, I had a topic all lined out to do a Tower of God video on, but I wanted to make some like graphics to show on screen to help better like present my point and talk about it and stuff. So I wanted to make some stuff to show on screen like as I was talking, and because of that I was like, it might take me another week, maybe another 2 weeks, but I didn't want you to wait that long for more Tower of God stuff, so just doing a review this week, because I want to get back to something for Tower of God. Even though we're on hiatus and we're going to be for a bit longer, I still want to do something Tower of God related at least once a week, if not every other week. So going to be doing some of the episode or chapter reviews that I haven't done yet. Just wanted to let you know that more stuff was coming, not just reviews of old stuff, more discussions and stuff, but I needed a little bit more time on the one specifically that I was about to post. And I didn't want to make you wait any longer. Now, even for these reviews, I'd like to at least put like an image up relating to the chapter that I'm talking to, maybe here in the corner or something, for when I do these reviews. But then, as I was about to do that, I was like, so many channels and so many people like Milios have been screwed over by the Cumso stuff recently that I'm like, I don't know if I can risk that. I don't know if I should risk that, even though it is like complete bullshit. Yeah, so for now at least, no images, even though it's a discussion, just because I don't, again, I just don't trust this YouTube copyright stuff right now, at least. Also, I recorded some stuff. If you're not already watching Nia D. Hemmings, I recorded some stuff with him that'll be on his channel at some point in the near future. So definitely, if you're not already watching his stuff, he's been especially killing it lately with the One Piece and Tower of God stuff. He's personally one of my favorites, along with like Milio, Sunwoo, Dr. Bonehead, and all the others. He's one of like, or probably my favorite channel personally to watch for Tower of God stuff. Also, Apostles of Anime, I'm trying to get into their stuff now. I've watched their first few discussions on the manhwa. But yeah, all that aside, just shouting people out, and also check out Nia D. Hemmings' channel if you haven't already. You definitely should anyway, but I'm going to be in a video over there sometime soon. But either way, time to talk about Chapter 462, Season 3, Episode 45. This is Dowon just woke up in the chapter before this. It was another one that I missed, and I think was my most recent one I reviewed. So Dowon's now awake at the beginning of this. And we get, towards the beginning of this chapter, there's this panel of just poor, dumpstered Kane. Kane just laid out, face first on the ground. Nobody cares about her. I was just like, why this panel? Why you gotta disrespect her even more like this? White making his move definitely gave me a laugh, where he walks up, he's like, hey, I'm White, I used to be a Slayer, but I'm not a Slayer right now, but I'll probably be one again in the future. So if you want to help me out here, like, White just immediately going up to Dowon making his move was really, really good. And then Dowon makes her first flop in sort of betraying White and them after they freed her. But we'll get more into that later, because right after she goes to attack White, we cut away before we can see really what she's doing. To the Delete versus Bamkun and Rack fight. After his previous needle was broken, he brings out the Cherry River needle. Now, I like here that this fight was a really character-driven thing, where Bom's like, come on, what do we gotta do here? And Kun explains to him, from the backstory he just exposited towards us, he respects strength, so we have to show him that. That's what we need to do here. So we have some great teamwork stuff with Rack using his rocks, of course, and Kun supporting Bam. All of that was really, really, really good. Then, after the fight's over, they break the Cherry River needle that was supposedly indestructible, and as soon as he says, it won't break so easily, it's gonna break. Bomb mentions that he like doesn't really have anything against Delete. He notices that Delete fought with honor. Delete could have gone after Rack or Kun. He could have just ignored Bomb and gone for what he perceived to be the weaker targets first, but that's not the way he would fight, and Bomb noticed that. And again, all good stuff character-wise. We get more into Dowon's backstory stuff, and you know, it made me appreciate more how tough of a choice Dowon had. Because her choice was basically, if she does this, she doesn't know the outcome. Zahard's army could still slaughter her people. Zahard's army could still carry on with this war, like what happened. There could still be a world without peace, like what happened. But she didn't really have a choice, because if she said no, he was just going to straight up slaughter her people anyway. So we see that the end game, the results of her being sealed away, didn't really work out that well, but she also didn't really have too much of a choice when it came to not being sealed away. It was a really difficult thing, because all of these innocent people, like the little girl that came up to her, were just going to straight up be slaughtered if she didn't. So again, it made me feel more for her choice. We get the son of Zahard, who called himself the boss or the captain, who I didn't put together until recently, honestly, might be the same captain that is that's commanding Yule's group. But again, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but maybe in the future it will. I figured that maybe it was a traitor from the Lopobia family, like the snake guy. Since Yule has the snake part of his hair, maybe the snake branch leader was a traitor, but I could be wrong about that. It could be a son of Zahard, which again, doesn't make sense to me right now, but it could make sense in the future. It's like Akraptor's daughter potentially being with Rachel's group in FUG. To me, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why wouldn't Akraptor's daughter, if she was taken by Zahard's army, if she was maybe potentially even made into a princess, all of that stuff, if she's from the 10 families, why would she not be with Zahard's empire? Why would she be with FUG? Like, that doesn't make sense, but again, it's one of those things where you just gotta wait, because maybe it will in the future. So, yeah, we have Zahard explaining to her about Bomb being there in the future, but Dowon again mentions that she couldn't tell if this son of Zahard, or maybe it's Zahard himself, whoever it is, she couldn't tell if he was good or evil. She couldn't tell if Bomb, the boy coming who would shake things up in the tower, was good or evil. All she knew is that good or evil or somewhere in between, this guy was going to cause a lot of deaths, and that's something that she didn't want. So she vowed to stop him either way, which is kind of dumb, actually. Like, I gained a newfound respect for her, how difficult her choice was, but also a newfound realization of how dumb her choice was. Because, yeah, she wants to save people from, like, save more people from getting killed, but at the same time, it's like, so she realizes that her being sealed away did not work. Her being sealed away didn't, for these thousands of years, didn't stop the fighting, didn't stop the wars, didn't stop Zahard's empire. So if her being sealed away did not work, her and the Hidden Grove being one of the forces against Zahard, taking out and killing another one of the forces against Zahard is the same as sealing herself away. It doesn't solve anything. If sealing herself away didn't stop this, then, which was essentially all sealing herself away was taking an anti-Zahard element out of the fray, then killing Bomb would just be taking an anti-Zahard element out of the fray. So again, if what she did before, it's like, did I ever mention the definition of insanity? She's like trying to do basically the same thing and expecting a different result. So again, and it was like, I also realized, what if White and the others weren't there to stop her? What if she legitimately just caught Bomb off guard there? Because even though he's an irregular, he is still kind of newish, not totally ranker level at this point. So it's like, what if she did just straight up kill him? Then she'd be screwed, because all this stuff that she realizes later on in the story and is like, oh man, maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe I need to flop sides 9 more times. All the stuff that she realizes later on, she wouldn't have a chance to realize that. Or if she did realize that, she'd be like, damn, I really shouldn't have killed that kid back at the wall. So it's like, she almost screwed everything. If she would have actually succeeded in killing Bomb here, she would have screwed everyone. She would have messed everything up for a decision that, again, now that I'm looking back on it, is even more dumb, kind of, when you think about it. Because at first it's like, it's kind of a dumb decision, but based on what she knows, you gotta think she wants to stop people from dying. But then when you look at it again, a little deeper, you're like, wait, if her sealing herself away didn't stop this, why would she think that killing Bomb would stop this? Because it's a very, very similar notion. But yeah, she goes, tries to attack again, Bomb stops her attack, and then we end on that. The blog post for this week's chapter really emphasized that, like, again, CU sounded like how all of us are always like, Bomb isn't ranker level yet, he's just special, he's just an irregular, it's gonna take some time. Sure, he beat a ranker, but there were other circumstances. That's what CU sounded like, where he was just justifying again and again, Bomb isn't ranker level, Bomb couldn't have taken Delete in an actual fight, it's just that he had really good teamwork here and there were extra circumstances involved, and basically the teamwork is what allowed him to keep up with Delete. But again, Bomb wasn't even using the Thorn here. But I digress. He also compares Dowon's motivation to Kallavan's, which is really, really, really interesting. Because Kallavan didn't want to fight, didn't want to go up against Zahar, didn't want to do any of this, because he saw any resistance after he went up against him and failed. He was like, unless we're extra, mega, ultra prepared, any resistance against Zahar is futile. It's just going to get more people killed. And Dowon, her sort of reason for doing what she's doing here is similar, where she's like, him going up against Zahar is just going to get more people killed. Of course, is she super, super wrong about it? Whereas, again, Kallavan was just like, hey, we need to hold back, we need to make sure we're extra prepared. Where she's like, hell, I'll work with Zahar's empire, whatever stops people from dying, even though that's totally a bad idea that you should know isn't going to stop people from dying. Like, I would say that, again, yeah, like he said, her motivations are similar to Kallavan's, except Kallavan's seem a lot more grounded and well thought out. So yeah, that's sort of my main thoughts coming out of this chapter, is I gained a really newfound respect for the difficulty of the position that Dowon was put in and the choice that she had to make, but also a newfound understanding of how kind of dumb her initial just immediate attack on Bomb is, without, at least weighing both sides or taking things into account first. And of course, for those of us that have read further, that are all caught up, I hate to spoil anybody who's not caught up by now, but I am reviewing this like months later. Anybody who's just following along with my reviews as they read, I'm sorry, but as we know, Dowon in the future is going to continue like flip-flopping back and forth 20 times. So yeah, and again, like I put at the end of my notes, I was like, what if she had killed Bomb? She would have just screwed everything up for herself even, now that hindsight is 2020. I would give the chapter, though, still a high score, 8 needles from Cherry River out of 10, because it was a good chapter. The fight stuff with Delete is good. Again, it was very character-based. The stuff with Dowon, even though her choice was dumb, it's character motivated. It makes sense at a glance from the perspective of she doesn't want more people to die until you think about it a little more deeply. And again, the stuff with her backstory and everything was good, fleshed out more. It introduced concepts like the possible son of Zahar, or Zahar himself, whatever that guy, the boss is. It introduced concepts like that that are really mysterious, and that, we're hyped the first time seeing them, and are going to hopefully be really, really important in the future, it would seem. Plus, the beginning parts with White were really entertaining to me. I thought it was actually really funny, the way he was just immediately trying to get on Dowon's side, or when Dowon sort of betrays them and Kallavan's just like looking on like he doesn't really care, like, wow, I didn't expect that to happen. It was a really fun chapter to read. It had some good character work and stuff. So, yeah, 8 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, there's a lot more coming. I just didn't want to make you have to wait, so decided to go ahead and do this. But like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. It's free and open for anyone. And if you would like to help support the channel on Patreon to help me continue to make videos, it is patreon.com/Haku of the tubes, or a link will be in the description. Like I mentioned, there's a ton more coming. There's 2 big videos that I've been working for forever on that are just very, very long term and intense in terms of like how much it's going to take to make them on a schedule where I'm also making a bunch of other videos. Plus I have the video that I plan to put out this week that'll probably be next week or the week after, because I want to take a little bit more time on it. And tons of other reviews to fill in weeks when I don't have anything else planned. I want to collaborate with more people and all that. So yeah, we'll see how things go for Tower of God. And like I said, I might start putting stuff in the corner as I'm talking about stuff during reviews. It's just that I wanted to hold off on it for now, just because I am really wary of the YouTube content stuff. So yeah, I don't know, it's just a rough thing where like nobody should be in trouble for using something for a review or something, because that's obviously completely unfair use, but YouTube doesn't always do the best job at enforcing its own rules properly. So who knows how things are going to go. But yeah, just an effed situation there all around. Sorry, haven't talked about Tower of God in a while, so I wanted to get a bit updatey, a bit rambly. But I'm going to end this here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.